The sound of breaking glass was really loud. It woke Amelia Rodriguez up at 3:17 a.m. She sat up in bed. Her heart was beating very fast. It felt like her heart was going to jump out of her body. The noise from the glass was echoing all around their big penthouse apartment. It sounded like someone was shooting a gun. Then there was another crash and another one after that. Amelia Rodriguez just sat there in her bed. The soft silk sheets were all around her waist. She was listening to all the noise that was coming from downstairs. Amelia Rodriguez was really scared. She did not know what was happening. The sound of breaking glass and the crashes were coming from downstairs. Amelia Rodriguez was all alone, in her bedroom. Then I heard his voice. He said Amelia. The way he said it was not clear. It sounded like he was really drunk. Something was bothering him. He said Amelia again, please. He said I need you, Amelia. Julian Westbrook, her husband of 3 years, the man who used to make her feel like she could do anything, sounded really bad. He did not sound like the man who was so good at talking to people and making big business deals happen with a smile on his face. This was Julian Westbrook, the man she knew, and he was falling apart completely. Julian Westbrook, who was always so confident, was now a person, and it was scary to see him like this. Amelia's hand went to her stomach. This was something she did a lot now. It had been 2 weeks since she found out about the baby. She was waiting for the time to tell Julian. She wanted it to be special. She wanted to see the joy on his face when she told him about the baby. Now she was not so sure. Julian was stumbling around the house at 3 in the morning. The moment she had imagined telling him about the baby seemed like it was never going to happen. The baby was still growing inside her. The special moment she had planned was not feeling so special anymore. Amelia thought about the baby. How she was going to tell Julian. She thought about how happy they would be when they found out they were going to be parents. For now she just listened to Julian moving around the house. Amelia got up from the bed slowly. Her bare feet touched the hardwood floor. The bedroom that Amelia and Julian shared was really nice. It had a look, with clean lines and big windows that went from the floor to the ceiling. You could see the city down below. It looked pretty at night. Amelia had designed the bedroom herself when they got married. That was a time ago. Then Amelia thought they would be together forever. Julian worked late at the office. Amelia thought he was just trying to get ahead. She thought he was working hard. Julian also went on business trips. Amelia thought he was making sacrifices for them. The silk robe she put on felt really thin. It did not make her feel safe from what was waiting for her downstairs. When she opened the bedroom door, the smell of the silk robe was replaced by a smell. This smell was strong. It was a mix of expensive whiskey and very expensive cologne. These smells were not strong enough to hide the smell of something that felt like betrayal. The smell of betrayal was everywhere, in the air. The silk robe she was wearing and the smell of whiskey and cologne made her think about the silk robe and the expensive things that did not matter now. The smell of betrayal was what really mattered. The silk robe she was wearing felt thin. It made her feel scared of what was waiting for her downstairs. Amelia walked down the stairs slowly. She made sure to take her time with each step. As she looked through the railing, she saw Julian on his knees on the living room floor, which was made of marble. He was surrounded by pieces of a crystal vase. This was a gift from his parents when they got married. Julian's fancy suit was all wrinkled and had a tear on the shoulder. His hair was usually perfect. Now it was all messy and falling on his forehead in wet strands. When Julian looked up at Amelia, his eyes were all red. He looked really scared. Amelia saw that Julian was in a state of panic. She could tell that something was really wrong, with the way he was acting, the way the crystal vase was broken, and the way he was kneeling on the floor. It all looked really bad. Amelia, he said, really struggling to get up and then tripping over his feet. You have to forgive me. I mean it, you have to forgive me now. It has to be, before 10 o'clock. I am begging you please before 10 o'clock, Amelia. She got to the bottom of the stairs. Then she stopped. She made sure there was space between her and the other person. Forgive you for what, Julian? The question just stayed there like a knife waiting to fall. Julian's face was all scrunched up. Tears were running down his face in a way that she had never seen before. He was crying for everything, for the lies, for the betrayal, for making her feel like she was losing her mind when she asked questions about the situation with Julian. He was crying for her and for all the things that Julian had done to hurt her. She was the one. The word hit her hard. Amelia had a feeling naturally. For the 6 months little things had been adding up. Like lipstick on his collar. Charges on their credit card for hotels in cities where he said he was working with his co-workers. The way he looked at her had changed too. He did not really see her anymore like she was a chair in her own house. Amelia thought about all these things, the way he looked at her, or rather the way he did not look at Amelia. Amelia felt like she was moving from one world to another. Suspecting something is not the same as knowing it for sure. Amelia was going through that change now. The difference between suspecting and knowing is huge. Amelia felt like she was crossing a big ocean to get to the other side, to the place where she would really know what was going on. She wanted to know who was there. She asked this question. Her voice was steady. Inside her chest she felt like the ground was shaking. It was like an earthquake was happening inside her. Julian got down on his knees. Crawled towards her. He looked really sad and desperate. He whispered her name, Cassandra. He said Cassandra Pierce, the woman who was her friend. She was the one who sat with them at dinner. She was the woman she really trusted. Julian was talking about Cassandra Pierce, the lady who was supposed to be her friend. Amelia felt the air leave her lungs. She thought about Cassandra Pierce, who always had this smile on her face and carried these really expensive handbags. Cassandra Pierce had laughed at Amelia's jokes. Told her how much she loved her designs. She even hugged Amelia like she really cared about her. Cassandra Pierce worked with Julian on his business idea. She went to conferences with him. They traveled together. Cassandra Pierce would text Julian at odd hours because she said there were things that needed to be taken care of right away. Amelia heard herself ask how this was going to take. To be honest, part of her really did not want to know the answer. She was not sure she was ready for it. Amelia thought about this for a moment and she realized that she was actually pretty scared to hear the truth about how it would be. 8 months, Julian said, his voice was really quiet. This all started spring. You see, I was at a conference in Miami. I had much to drink and I did something really stupid. It just happened that one time and then it kept happening over again. I could not stop doing it no matter what. And I am so sorry, Amelia. I am really, really sorry for what I did to you, Amelia. 8 months have passed. Amelia figured it out fast. It was 8 months ago that they started trying to have a baby. At that time Amelia thought that their marriage was going to get better. 8 months ago, while Amelia was at home thinking about their future, Julian was in Miami and he met someone else. This other person was going to cause a lot of problems for Amelia and Julian. 8 months ago Julian started doing something that would hurt everything they had worked for, and that something was this affair. Amelia and Julian had built a life together. 8 months ago Julian's actions in Miami started to ruin it. Amelia said, you told us before that it would be 10 o'clock. Her voice was cold. Sounded like a doctor or something. What is so special 10 o'clock? Julian's face turned really white. Cassandra is meeting you for lunch. She called me tonight. Said she cannot do this anymore. She said she was going to tell you everything herself if I did not. Cassandra threatened to destroy me, to tell everyone about everything, to ruin my company. I was really scared. I had much to drink. I came here to ask you to forgive me before Cassandra gets the chance to make it sound worse than it really is. Cassandra is going to tell you everything. I do not want you to hate me. This situation is really bad. Amelia almost laughed at how silly it was. Your mistress is going to tell me about your affair over lunch. You are worried about what she will say about it? Amelia thinks it is funny that you are concerned about how your mistress will talk about your affair. Your mistress is going to confess everything. You are worried about how it will sound to Amelia. Amelia saw Julian figure out what he did wrong. She saw him try to take it and trip over his words. Julian said a lot of things. They did not make sense. He just kept talking and talking like water coming out of a pipe that is broken. Amelia did not hear what Julian was saying. Her mind was busy thinking about things, like what to do next and how to get through this. Amelia was thinking about how to survive. Julian, she said in a voice interrupting his desperate talking. I already know what you are going to say, Julian. He just stopped moving. The scared look on his face changed to a really confused look. What was going on? I have known about this for 3 months now. Her voice was really calm, which was kind of scary. I went ahead. Hired a private investigator back in October. I have all the proof I need, like text messages and receipts and pictures of you and her together. I know about what happened at that hotel in Chicago. I know you did not go to that technology thing in San Francisco like you said you did. You were with her that weekend. I also know about the apartment you got for her downtown. I have all the details. The color just went away from Julian's face. He looked really sick, like he was going to throw up. You did not say a word. You did not confront Julian. You did not confront me. Amelia said I needed time. I really needed time to think about things. Time to figure out what I was going to do. Time to decide who I was going to be after all of this was over. About that lunch at 10 o'clock, it was me who set it up. I gave Cassandra a choice. She could tell me everything, out in the open, or I would show her husband, her employer and her family all the evidence I had on her. Cassandra chose to confess. Julian started to shake badly. His whole body was trembling. He said it again, her husband. Does Daniel know about this? Amelia said that he will be here by this afternoon. She also said that everyone else who is important will be here too, like Amelia mentioned. Julian tried to get up. He could not do it. He fell back down to his knees. Amelia, he said, please listen to me. I love you much. I did something bad, something I am really sorry for, but my love for you is real. I think we can make things better. We can talk to someone who can help us, like a counselor. I will do whatever it takes to make things right. Please, Amelia, do not give up on our marriage. Julian loves you. He does not want to lose you. He wants to work things out with you, Amelia, and make their marriage strong again. Julian is willing to do anything to keep you, Amelia. Be with you forever. Amelia stood there. Looked down at the man she had promised to marry. She felt empty inside. Our marriage was over the moment you kissed her, Amelia said. You want me to stay in the marriage, for your sake, so you can keep your life and your good name, Amelia told the man she had promised to marry. She walked towards the stairs. She was finished with this conversation, finished with his crying, finished with the thing. Clean up the glass, she told him without turning around. Pack a bag. The guest house is where you will be sleeping tonight and every night until we figure out what happens next, with the guest house being your place to stay. Amelia, he called out to her. Amelia just kept on walking. And Julian, she stopped at the top of the stairs, then she turned around to look at Julian one time. Do not call me your love again, Julian. You do not get to call me that. When you picked another woman over me, Julian, that is when you lost the right to say things like that to me. She walked into the bedroom, closed the door, locked it. Then she let herself slide down against it. Her hand was pressed against her stomach where the baby was growing. Tears fell from her eyes. Her face stayed calm and strong. She had gotten through the part. Now she had to deal with the part. She had to make a life from the pieces of all the broken promises that were left. The baby was still growing inside her. She had to be strong, for the baby. She was determined to rebuild her life. Outside the door she could hear Julian crying, but Amelia felt nothing except a weird calmness. Tomorrow is going to be different. Tonight she is sad, about the person she used to be, the one who thought fairy tales were real and that everything would work out okay. That person does not exist anymore. Now there is someone who is tougher, someone who will do whatever it takes to keep herself and her baby safe. Amelia is going to take care of herself and her unborn child, no what happens to Julian. Tonight Amelia is letting go of the woman she used to be, the woman who believed in endings, and tomorrow Amelia will start being the strong person she needs to be. And as the first light of dawn began to filter through the windows, Amelia Rodriguez made herself a promise. Whatever happened next, she would never again be the woman who waited for a man to choose her. She was choosing herself, and that choice would change everything. The restaurant where Amelia met Cassandra Pierce at 10 o'clock was a place people went to when they wanted to keep things quiet. It was fancy and expensive. Amelia got there 15 minutes before Cassandra Pierce. She picked a table by the window so she could see everything that was going on. The sunlight coming in helped her see the truth. Amelia sat there with her hands folded in her lap. Waited for Cassandra Pierce. She was very calm. The restaurant was the kind of place where people usually told the truth. Amelia was not so sure about this meeting with Cassandra Pierce. When Cassandra walked in, Amelia could hardly believe her eyes. The woman who used to be so full of life and confidence, the one who had smiled freely at her place, now looked really empty inside. You could see the circles under her eyes. Her fancy clothes were a bit too big and her hands were shaking as she came up to the table. This was not the face of Cassandra who was happy, in love. This was the face of Cassandra who had risked everything and come out with nothing. Cassandra looked like she had lost everything that mattered to her. Amelia, Cassandra started to say, her voice was shaking even before she took a seat. I am really sorry. I know saying sorry does not make everything okay. Amelia, I need you to know that I am sorry. Amelia, it is important to me that you hear me say that. Amelia raised one hand to stop her. She said, sit down. If you want something you can order it. Amelia wanted to have a conversation like adults, not something that feels like a confession, in a church. We are going to talk like grown-ups, said Amelia. Amelia wanted this conversation to be different, so she told her to sit down. They could start talking. Amelia said they would have a conversation, not a confession like people do in a church. Cassandra sat down in the chair across from her. She looked really small, not like Amelia remembered. A waiter came over. Took their orders. He did it in a routine way. Then he just disappeared. The silence between Cassandra and Amelia became very uncomfortable and tense. It felt like something was going to happen. Amelia finally asked this question. She did not ask why this person did what they did. Amelia does not care about why someone would betray her. What Amelia wants to know is why this person pretended to be her friend at the time they were sleeping with her husband. Amelia wants to understand why this person was fake and lied to her. Amelia is asking about the friendship with her and the fact that this person was sleeping with her husband. Cassandra's eyes got all teary. Amelia was not impressed. I have to be honest, I do not have an excuse, Amelia said. Julian would not leave me alone. At first I told him no way. I reminded him that he was already married and that you and I had a history together. Julian just would not give up. He was really charming. He made me feel like I was important, like I had not felt in a long time. My marriage to Daniel was basically over. We were just living together, going through the motions, not really connecting like we used to. Julian was exciting, passionate. He offered me a way out of my boring life. Amelia said this in a flat tone. You took something that was not yours. This thing belonged to someone. You did this because you felt like your life was not good enough. Amelia was talking about the fact that you took something that did not belong to you, something that belonged to someone. Yes, Cassandra whispered, shame flooding her face. I am not asking for you to forgive me. I know that what I did is something that can never be forgiven. I ruined the trust that Cassandra had with her loved ones, her marriage, and the feeling of being safe. Cassandra also destroyed her marriage. Daniel left Cassandra this morning. He took their son to his parents' house. Cassandra's career is probably now. Everything that mattered to Cassandra is gone. Cassandra lost everything because of what Cassandra did. Amelia felt a little bad for this person. She did not let that feeling stay. Good, she said. You should lose everything you have. I am not being mean, I just think that what you did was wrong. You did something to hurt me every day for 8 months. You made a choice to keep hurting me. Now you have to deal with what happens when you make a choice like that. Amelia thinks that you should have to live with what you did to her. You should have to live with the fact that your choices hurt Amelia. Cassandra. Tears started flowing from her eyes. What are you going to do about Julian? I mean, what is your plan for Julian now? Amelia leaned back in her chair. Looked at the woman across from her. She had not made up her mind yet. One part of Amelia wanted to leave everything behind, get a divorce and start her life over without her husband. Another part of Amelia remembered the man she married, the man he used to be before all these problems, and Amelia wondered if she could ever get that man back, if the man she married was still somewhere inside her husband. Cassandra asked this question softly. She wanted to know if the person still had feelings for him. Do you still love him? She said in a voice. Amelia said this to me. She was being really honest. Amelia loves the person he used to be. Amelia hates the person he is now. Amelia is not sure which person is the him. The food arrived for them. Neither of the women ate it. Amelia drank some of her water. Thought for a moment. There is something that Amelia wants the other woman to know, she said after a while. This is something that Julian's not aware of yet. Amelia is going to have a baby. Cassandra's eyes got really big. She put her hand over her mouth. Oh God, Amelia. I wonder if he knows what is going on with Amelia. Does he have any idea about Amelia? Not yet. I found out about this 2 weeks ago. I have been trying to figure out how to tell him about this. I want to find the moment to talk to him about this. Then something bad happened night, and now I am going to have a baby with the man. The problem is I am not sure I can ever trust the man again. Cassandra whispered, what are you going to do? Amelia's hand went to her stomach. It was something she did without thinking. She was going to have this baby. She was going to be a mother. If Julian wanted to be a father to the baby, he had to show he was worthy of that. Amelia meant it, Cassandra. Julian could not just talk about it. Make big promises. He had to change and keep changing for a long time. The baby was going to need a father who was really there for them. Amelia was not going to let Julian be a part of the baby's life unless he could be a father. Julian had to prove himself to Amelia. She was going to be watching him closely. The baby was what mattered most to Amelia. She was going to do what was best for the baby. Julian had to prove that he deserved to be a part of the baby's life. Cassandra nodded slowly. She said that for what it's worth, Julian loves you. Julian told her that all the time. He said he never stopped loving you. He said that she was a mistake. He said she was an escape from the pressure Julian felt. Julian could not really say what that pressure was. Cassandra knows that sounds like Julian is making excuses. It is an excuse. Cassandra thinks it is also the truth. Julian loves you, that is what Cassandra believes. Amelia said that love is not enough. If you do not have respect and honesty and commitment, then love is something people say to make themselves feel better when they hurt each other. Julian may have loved me. He did not love Amelia enough to be faithful to her. He did not love Amelia enough to talk to her when things were tough for him. He did not love Amelia enough to break up with her before he started something with you. Love is a word and people use it a lot, but Julian's love for Amelia was not enough to make him do the right things. Cassandra said you are right. She thought that you should have something than what she and the other person did for you. Cassandra felt that you deserve a lot more than what they gave you. Amelia stood up. Left some cash on the table for the food she did not eat. I did not come here for you to say sorry to me, Cassandra. I came here to look at you and see you for what you're. You are a person, that is all. You are not some kind of monster or something bad that's out to hurt people. You are a person who makes mistakes and does things that hurt people because you think of yourself first. This helps me remember that Julian is a person too. He is a person. People can change if they really want to. She got her purse. Was ready to go. I really hope you figure out who you want to be after this. She said that to me. I hope you learned something from the mess you helped make. I will never forgive you for what you did. And I do not want to see you, I mean that. I really do not want to see you. Cassandra nodded, she was okay with what was decided. I understand what you are saying. I am sorry, Amelia. I am really sorry for everything that happened, Amelia. Amelia walked out of the restaurant and into the bright autumn sunlight. This made her feel lighter. She had talked to the woman and said what she needed to say. Amelia had survived this conversation. Now Amelia had to face a harder test. Amelia was not sure what would happen next with the woman. She drove to the guest house where Julian had spent the night. Julian answered the door. He looked really tired, his eyes were puffy from crying and his clothes were all wrinkled. When Julian saw her, a little bit of hope showed up on his face. It was a kind of hope and it looked like it could break easily. Amelia said, we need to talk. I mean really talk. Not just her saying things and me saying okay. We need to have a conversation about what we are going to do next. Amelia wants to know what happens next. We need to figure that out together. Amelia thinks it is time for us to really discuss things. Julian and Amelia were sitting in the living room. There was a distance between them. Julian looked at Amelia like she was the thing that could save him. He looked at her like she was water. He was dying of thirst. Julian said, I will do anything. Amelia held up her hand to stop him. Julian wanted to be close to Amelia. Amelia did not want to talk about it now. Julian looked at Amelia with a lot of desire. Amelia just held up her hand. Julian stopped talking. Julian and Amelia just sat there in the living room. Stop now. Do not make promises that you have not really thought about. I need you to listen to what I have to say. You must listen to me now. Listen, without saying a word until I am done talking. Can you actually do that? Julian nodded. He pressed his lips together. Amelia said she is pregnant, watching his face carefully. She is 8 weeks pregnant. Amelia found out she was pregnant before she knew about Cassandra, back when she was still planning to surprise him with news about the baby. Now the news about the pregnancy is complicated news. Julian's face changed all of a sudden. He felt shock and joy and terror all at the time. Amelia, he said slowly. We are going to have a baby. I am going to have a baby, she said in a voice. If you want to be a part of the baby's life in a way that really matters, that is up to you and what you decide to do from now on. Julian said he wants to be a father away. He wants to be for his child and the mother of his child. Julian wants to fix everything that he messed up. He really wants to be a father to his child and take care of them. Julian wants to make things right. Amelia looked at him, the man she had loved, the man who had broken her trust in such a way. Now this is what has to be done, she said. You need to go to therapy now. Not therapy for us as a couple, not at this point. You need to go to therapy by yourself to understand why you did what you did. You have to stop talking to Cassandra. That means no work meetings, with her either. I do not care if it hurts your business, that is not my problem. You have to move out of our penthouse apartment and find a place to live all by yourself. You do not get to stay close to someone just because it's easy for you. Staying close to people is not about what's convenient. It is about the relationship you have with those people. You have to put in the effort to stay close to the people you care about, like your family and friends. Julian's face fell. He nodded. Okay, what is there? Amelia went on to say that it takes a time to prove yourself, Julian. We are talking about months, not just a few days or weeks. You need to show me that you have really changed by doing things over time. I want to see that you understand what you did wrong and that you are sorry for it. I want to know that you can be a man and a good father to our child. You should not be asking me to forgive you away. You should not be asking when we can be together again. Just do what you need to do and let me watch you do it. You need to show me that you are really committed to changing, Julian. I will be watching to see if you are really the kind of man who deserves to be in our child's life. If I do all of that, Julian asked quietly. If I really do prove myself to you, is there a chance that you could actually forgive, Julian? That we could try to rebuild what we had? Amelia was quiet for a long time. I do not know, she said after a while. The woman you married is gone. You made her disappear when you picked Cassandra time and time again for 8 months. The woman I am now is not the same. I am stronger, maybe. I am also tougher. I will not settle for anything than what I deserve. If Amelia and you are going to be again, it will be different. It will be something based on being honest with each other instead of just assuming things. Amelia and you will have to start fresh and be truthful to make it work. Julian said that he will take it. He said that whatever people are willing to give to Julian, Julian will take it, and then Julian will earn more from it. The months that came after were really tough for Amelia. Her body was changing a lot because the baby was growing inside her. Her tummy was getting bigger and bigger. At the time, she was trying to deal with some old pain in her heart. Julian did what he said he would do. He got a place to live in the city. He started going to see a therapist 2 times a week, and he stopped talking to Cassandra. He sent Amelia a message every day just to ask how she was doing. He never got upset if she did not write back. When Amelia asked him to come, he went with her to the doctor. He would sit in the corner and just be there. He was not trying to be in the way. The baby was. Amelia was waiting to see what would happen next. Julian was being very patient and kind to Amelia. He was trying to show her that he cared about her and the baby. Amelia's mother, Elena Rodriguez, came from California to be with her daughter during this time. Elena Rodriguez was not really fond of Julian. She thought he was nice, too good at talking to people. Elena Rodriguez felt this way because she thought Julian knew he was a looking man. When Amelia told Elena Rodriguez everything that happened, Elena Rodriguez just held her daughter. Elena Rodriguez said to Amelia, "You will get through this. You are from a family of women like Amelia's mother, Elena Rodriguez, who have been through even tougher times." Amelia did survive. She got really busy with her job making houses for people. At the time, she was putting her own life back together. Amelia prepared the nursery by herself. She painted the walls a soft green color. Then she put the furniture together. Her hands did not shake. Amelia went to classes to learn about having a baby. She read a lot of books about being a mom. Slowly, Amelia changed from a woman who was known for being married to a woman who was known for being strong on her own. Amelia was becoming a person. Julian was really making progress. It was taking a long time. When he went to therapy, he had to face some things about himself that were not very nice. He was afraid of not doing. He needed people to like him, and he had a hard time being open with the person he loved the most. Julian found out that the affair was not actually about Cassandra. It was about Julian running from the stress and expectations he had put on himself. He realized that he was not very brave. Julian chose to take the way out instead of talking to people honestly about how he felt. Julian learned that he had been trying to escape his problems of dealing with them in an honest way, and that was what caused a lot of trouble for Julian. 5 months after they separated, Julian asked if he could take Amelia out to dinner. He said it was not a dinner. He made that clear right away. It was just going to be a conversation between Julian and Amelia. Julian wanted a chance to talk to Amelia about the things Julian had been learning lately. Julian and the other person met at a restaurant. This restaurant was not fancy. It did not have a lot of memories. Julian looked different now. He was thinner. He was tired. In a way, he seemed more solid. He did not seem like he was putting on a show. Julian seemed like a person now. Not like he was performing for people. He just seemed like Julian. I have been doing a lot of thinking, he said after they ordered their food. I was thinking about who I want to be. My therapist helped me figure some things out. I realized that I made my life about being successful and having people admire me. I wanted to be seen as a guy who knows what he is doing. It got really hard to keep up that act of saying I was having a tough time. I looked for a way out. Cassandra was my way. I was with her because she was there and I was not supposed to be with her. Being with her made me forget about all the things that made me feel like I was not doing a job. She was available. I was drawn to her because I was not supposed to have her. This is why I was with her, not because she was special. Because she was available and forbidden. Being with her let me forget about all the ways I felt like I was failing at things. Amelia did not say a word. She just listened to what he had to say. She was watching him carefully, paying close attention to everything about him. Amelia wanted to see how he would react, so she kept listening and watching him. That does not make what I did okay, Julian continued. Nothing makes it okay. It helps me figure out why I did it. When I understand why I did it, I can try to change. I do not have to be perfect, Amelia. I do not have to know everything. I just need to tell the truth, when the truth makes me look bad or silly or frightened. Amelia asked why you are telling her this. I am doing this work for real because you deserve to know that. I am not doing it to win you back, even though I really want that to happen. The truth is, I want to be a father to our child. I want to be a parent and be someone our child can look up to. I want to be worthy of being in our child's life and having a relationship with them. This means I need to become a person, someone I can actually respect. I want to be someone our child can respect too. I want to try dating my husband. I really do. Amelia said this with a smile on her face. We need to get to know each other. My husband and I have to learn if we can really work together now. We are not the people we used to be. My husband and I are different now. I do not know what will happen. I just want to see what happens when my husband and I try dating again. There are no promises about what will happen. I just want to try and see if my husband and I can make it work. Julian said that he will take it. He will take whatever people are willing to give to him. He will treasure the things that people give to Julian. Julian wants to keep the things that people give to Julian because they are special to Julian. They did not kiss that night. The daughter was. They just sat there. The people they were. They were trying to figure out how to be whole again. They were watching their daughter sleep. They were dreaming of all the ways they might rebuild the family, rebuild what the family had, because a lot of things had been destroyed. The road ahead is going to be really tough. We will have times when things do not go well and we will feel unsure about what to do. Old problems will come back to hurt us when we remember them or get scared. The road ahead will be long and difficult. We will also move forward. We will have successes. The road ahead will have moments when we really talk to each other and tell the truth, not just what we want to hear. Amelia figured out that love is not like the stories we hear when we are kids. Love is something you have to choose every day. You have to decide to be for the other person and put in the effort even when things get tough. Amelia learned that when you forgive someone, it does not mean you forget what happened. Forgiveness is when you decide that what happened in the past does not have to affect your life. Amelia had learned that love and forgiveness are things you have to work on every day. Love is a choice that Amelia has to make every day. As she looked at Julian holding their daughter singing softly to calm her down and help her fall back asleep, Amelia let herself feel hopeful. She did not hope for everything to be perfect because that is not what she wanted anymore. Amelia hoped for something that was real, something that she and Julian could work for, something that was strong enough to handle the truth about Julian and the truth about herself. That was enough. For now, it was more than enough.